Good night now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to 1 month later, where we're just gonna be talking about, let's see, our top picks of the week, any media that we watched, um, what else? An argument, or just comic news, whatever, and then what we're looking forward to. But other than that, feel free to join in the comments and say whatever you need to say, and we'll get started. All right, so like I was saying, we're going to talk about our top picks of the week. We have Nick with a vinyl casket, Carlos, Omni City Comics, and Matt talking pop culture. Make sure you check out Matt's stuff on talking pop culture and YouTube. He just started his very own show with his own fellow Aussies. What's your
hang on, ads? Everyone can come and join in on the show every week.
No,
okay, I've invited you guys. I'm booked out for the next 2 weeks, so you guys are booked in for the third week.
If you're not Australian and you're in the comments, he's going to.
We actually had a lot more American viewers than we did Australian viewers, but yeah, talking pop culture live, it's pretty much a rip-off exactly of this show.
No, but
we talk comics, we talk shows, but we add a little bit of nostalgic. We have a nostalgic section where we talk about things that we loved as kids.
No, but I was also checking it out, and you also talk about like currently in the sports area, you're talking about the AEW. I have no idea anything about it, but
wrestling,
it's fake. We get it.
Well, wrestling is like a comic book, mate. No, people don't understand. Wrestling's like a comic. Wrestling is like you got your superhero, you got your villain. They tell a story for 6 weeks, a 6-issue story arc. It's exactly like wrestling.
No, you're right. I just never got into it. I feel like I had to get into it as a child, and to currently enjoy it. Like now, I just never got into it.
Well, there you go. Shout out to Legion of Comics, mate. Great channel.
Oh, nice.
I've subscribed to him. Make sure you've all subscribed to him.
It's too late. I already did it like 2 days ago.
No.
But yeah, no. So I'm gonna have Nick go first with his top picks of the week. Let's see.
Okay. So there we go. All right. So it was a toss up between this and something you guys are gonna hear later on. But Primordial from
hang on. I haven't read it yet. I've got it on my list.
Just don't spoil anything. Just don't
spoil it.
So this is my top pick of the week. Primordial issue number 1 from Image Comics, written by the one and only Jeff Lemire. I thought this was awesome. Artwork was I was expecting something crazy. It blew me away. I gotta give the credit to where the credit is due. Carlos, Omni City Comics was the one that pushed this for us, kept telling us for probably 2 months.
Nick. Sorry. I know this is your part. Sorry. But I'm the one in the fucking comments where in the messages I messaged and said to anyone, do they think Primordial will be any good? And then Carlos said, yeah, it will be. I'm the one that looked at it and seen it first.
About a month after Carlos brought it up 35 times.
About a month after. Anyway. Continue. Sorry. Continue. No.
About a month.
It's not going to be good.
If Manny didn't delay, he kicked me out of the conversation. I'd still have the fucking messages, and I would have copied and pasted them, and put it on here. Nah. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
Primordial though, like that's the thing. Primordial is not a good thing.
It's an amazing thing. I literally sent a message out the day that Jeff Lemire first announced it, like maybe 45 minutes after he announced it, I sent a message telling everybody this is gonna be dope as fuck.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. It blew my expectations out of the water. I'm very excited to see where it goes. It's weird.
What's the genre of it?
It's like science fiction mixed with what's the word? Conspiracy theories.
Here, Manny,
Legion of Comics.
Nick,
I can't take it seriously now.
Do you mind if I chime in real quick?
Go for it.
The way that I described it in my overview review, and immediately how I felt before I even read it, and especially after I read it, is that I describe it as a cosmic political thriller. It's got all of those like things put together, and it's really unique. It has X-Files, themes. It has like a Space Odyssey, like 2001 mixed in. It's got it just has so many different genres like put together, but it works.
It's crazy. It's crazy how they got the monkeys to do that, huh?
It is, man. And
that's just a little Chang-Chi. I know not everybody's seen it, but it's just a little reference to that.
But yeah, Nick, keep at it.
Just quick shout out to Legion Comics. He gained us a sub in the Life Suspense Comics and Collectibles. Thanks everyone for subscribing. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And make sure you follow us on Instagram and stuff, and we'll definitely follow you back. So I think Nick's done with Primordial. So if you're ready to go, Carlos, you can talk about yours.
Yes. Mine is Harley Quinn, the Eat, Bang, Kill tour. And the reason why it's my pick of the week is because I originally didn't watch the show when it came out. I just brushed it off. I've never been a very big Harley Quinn fan. I don't necessarily dislike her, but I also didn't have like any kind of real draw towards her. But there was a weekend that I didn't have anything to do, and I didn't really have anything to watch. So I put on the show on HBO Max, and within the first like 10 minutes of watching the show, I was almost on the floor dying of laughter. And I binged through it just in like 3 days. I binged through every single episode, and I can't wait for the next season. So when I heard that this comic was going to be released, I had to jump on it. At first, I was a little hesitant, and I felt that it wasn't going to meet the, I guess, expectations that I have for the show. And I thought that was just going to be like a, kind of throwaway comic. But I was proven very wrong. And it has the exact same kind of like zaniness and just chaos, and just it's just off the walls kind of situations. It's very high energy, and it still delivers some really great laughs. And Harley and Ivy and Commissioner Gordon, everybody still feels like they are an extension of their characters from the show, and it was just enjoyable. The artwork is great. The artwork is great. The dialogue is hilarious. And what's great is that it references a lot of the things that actually happened in the show, and I love that. So it really feels like you finish watching, the last season, and then you're able to kind of bridge what is going to happen from now until the next season starts.
So
yeah,
I'm going to chime in because you did the same thing. So we originally swapped picks of the week so that we could each talk about it. So I thought this was awesome. So I've been excited for this for a while. I didn't know. I wasn't sure what direction they're going to go. They literally pick up right after the show ends. Which scares me because now, like, what are they going to do with the show? Like, or what direction are they possibly going to go with the show? Like, now I'm like excited and scared at the same time that they're going to do something crazy wild, because this is what it feels. It literally feels like you're watching the next episode.
Yeah,
it is so well written and drawn. The animation character design is straight out of the show.
Yes,
like straight off the character boards. It is like, it was so good. It was such a good
storyline. You feel like it's like, so it's only going to be like a mini series. So is there an actual storyline to this that you guys see?
Yeah, it seems like.
Yeah. I think. No, sorry, Nick, go ahead.
The aftermath of the last episode is directly the plot line of this issue.
Yeah. So I think that Legion of Comics had to say that Cyborgman was hilarious, like one of the best characters, like easily. But the story basically, without spoiling too much, is it's the aftermath of, again, Ivy, and again, everybody, spoilers if you haven't watched the show, mute this, turn away. But basically, at the end of the
Turn away.
Ivy,
You're still going to hear it if you turn away.
I know, right? Ivy said no to Kite Man at their wedding, and her and Ivy run off together, right? And the aftermath of what happens and how Ivy feels about what she did, and she's like crushed about breaking Kite Man's heart and just bringing pain to everybody, right? And basically, to make Ivy happy, Harley says, "Hey, let's take a road trip, right? As our honeymoon kind of thing." And especially because Harley, in her anger of what happened, brought destruction across Gotham, so they're being hunted by Gordon. Like Gordon has gone nuts. He is on a vendetta, and yeah, it's pretty much about them taking a road trip together so that they can spend some time after all the craziness and all the fucked up shit that's happened to them over the last couple seasons. Right, Nick? Would you say that's a pretty good summary of what's
I think that's the perfect synopsis, and I just think they did a really cool job. The name drops, the way they set everything up for the future of this, it's really well done. It's really well thought out. It's really creative, and the sense of humor feels like the show. Like, yeah, I was scared that wasn't going to translate very well to the comic. It translates seamlessly.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, and the last little tidbit that I want to throw in, what works really well also is that it's not just the humor, but even the show, in just about every episode, there was a small little moment where there was a heartfelt moment, right? Like there was a aw kind of moment, and you get that even in the comic book. So again, it's such a good extension from the show to the comic, and that's why it's my pick of the week, and I look forward to the rest of the series.
Nice. Matt, obviously you don't get your comics as fast as everybody else here, but what's your pick of the week?
Just so that people know that are in our room, and a shout out, thank you for everyone coming in, subbing up. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much, especially Legion of Comics is helping us out here. He's promoting us. Thank you so much.
Sub to Talking Pop Culture and the Vinyl Casket also. Support the whole thing.
Support everyone. This is, hopefully we can get some of you guys, Legion of Comics, we can get all of you on the show as well. Now I am I get my comics from my comic shop just so I can get a lot more comics. It's cheaper for me. We pay a shitload of money for comics here, like it's up to like $9.50 a comic. So I buy them from online. So my August comics should be arriving next week. So what I've been doing is I've been reading the Hulk. Now forgive me if my internet cuts off because I've got shit internet. I've been reading the Hulk because November, or was it December, the first Hulk comes with Donny Cates.
I think it's December.
It's November.
Or November, something like that.
November, is it?
November. Yeah. November.
Yeah, so that's why I'm reading all of Hulk on Marvel Unlimited, which I absolutely love. My question is, I was enjoying the first 6 issues, epic, loved it, amazing. But now it just seems like it's completely dragging. I have no idea what's going on. Like, I read one issue and then I read the next issue and think to myself, did I miss an issue in the middle? I don't know. It's very confusing.
This, but one of the guys that I watch reviews on read, continuously up until now. And I remember him having the same reaction with it, because there's there's one storyline that just won't end, right? It just keeps getting
it's what it is. It just keeps going. Like, they go through hell and all this stuff.
Guy? Is it like the Minotaur guy?
I'm up. I don't know if I've read that yet. No, Abomination.
Right?
Abomination has just been in it. I didn't know Betty. Since when did Betty become a Hulk Hawk or Hulk Bird or whatever the?
Oh, she was the Red She-Hulk.
Yeah, originally, yeah.
And then now she's what's her name now?
Harpy.
Oh,
Harpy. Yeah, obviously this is why I'm reading this Hulk run, so that when I start Kate's Hulk run, I have some idea of what the hell's going on. I don't know if he's going to change it and anything like that, but it's the only thing I'm reading at the moment. I've read, in 5 days, I've read up to issue 23, 24. So flying through it. Then Daredevil's on the list so that I can get, what is it? Devil's Reign?
Devil's Reign.
Devil's Reign. So I've only been reading, just for everyone that's in the room, I've only been reading Marvel for like 5 years. I've been a DC boy my whole life, so I've jumped ship.
I will put my stamp of approval behind Daredevil 100%, man. Like
well, that's next, because I want to jump on that as well. So I want to get up to date. So I know Manny wanted to review Fantastic Four last week, but we didn't do it because he didn't want to spoil it because of me. You can, if you want to review Fantastic Four, mate, feel free. I'm not going to read it now because I've got so much other stuff.
So I don't care about it.
Legion.
Four, that's what it does. It's just going up and down, up and down.
Legion here. Trust me, I'm all DC. Me, Nick loves DC as well, but so I'm like that hardcore fan. I criticize them a lot.
I was raised and grew up a huge Marvel stan, with reading DC also, but I got into like 80s, 90s Marvel while I was like a teenager. So like that was like my foundation. And now I just really enjoy DC. I like Marvel too, but there's just something about the continuity. I always love a solid continuity that's fluid throughout the different titles, and that was Marvel, and now it feels like it's more DC, in my opinion.
I'm surprised Legion Comics has no faith in Kate's. I'm surprised anybody doesn't have faith in Kate's. Honestly, that's crazy.
I will say this though. I only read maybe like the first, I think, 3 issues of Immortal Hulk. I have so many comics, and look, I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I've never been the biggest Hulk fan in terms of the comics. I'll be honest. I've read here and there, especially when there's some events going on, like with the Avengers back in the day. Your World War Hulk, your Planet Hulk, that kind of stuff.
Those are the best.
Yeah, but then I just kind of stopped reading, Hulk for a very long time. So I've heard nothing but good things about Al Ewing's run, and Al Ewing is an amazing writer. I will say this: everything that I have read from him, just phenomenal. Now, as far as Kate's regressing,
read that. I love this one, Legion. I'm surprised anyone does have faith in him. He couldn't finish a story strong to save his mother's life.
Damn.
I tell you what, if it wasn't for Kate's, listen, I just wanted to know, if it wasn't for Kate's, if it wasn't for Kate's, I wouldn't be reading as much Marvel, because I know you guys are all saying here they love DC. DC's been smashing it since March. I've been reading DC since 30 years. Like, I'm 36, so I have been reading it since I was a 6-year-old. And I could tell you now, I think this is the worst they've been. I know a lot of people are going to say this is probably the best that they've been, but I'm just not enjoying. I love Rebirth. It's not amazing. I love New 52, and I know a lot of people don't like New 52, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been reading DC my whole life, Marvel something different. But to be honest, the indies are shitting on it over both of them at the moment. But Kate's did get me reading more Marvel.
Yeah, so, look, I will say this: I am definitely gonna jump initially on Kate's Hulk run, just because it's a fresh start, and I personally really enjoyed Kate's Venom run. It wasn't perfect, and there were some bumpy roads. Some stories tended to drag on, but overall, I think what Cates did for Venom, he broke Venom away from Spider-Man and really made him his own character, his own mythos, his own his own world, right? And if he was able to do that for Venom, he has my, at least again initially, he has my faith. We'll see where it goes. But as far as Marvel and DC, I think that there isn't a really, well, I'm not gonna speak on DC. I'm only reading a few DC titles, but for Marvel, I feel like there isn't a real theme to what's going on in the universe right now. And I think that criticism is fair from anyone that has it. Personally, like you mentioned, Matt, I think that indies are overtaking.
Highly agree.
Kate's made Venom a crippled cosmic dysfunctional space daddy.
Venom is epic.
I don't know if he's dysfunctional, but he is definitely crippled.
I guess if you're referring to like Venom Island, there was like some issues there, like with how they were, but like I thought it was interesting. I hopped on it late, but like I thought his Venom run was pretty good.
Yeah,
I thought King in Black, if you didn't read any of the tie-ins, was perfect.
Yeah,
Mm.
and
Unlike Manny,
you know
that
what?
tried to read all the time.
I didn't try. I did. I did read all.
Yo, Ryan at new X guy. He mentioned that DC right now is on top, and a year ago Marvel was, and I think he's made a very appropriate and apt statement that it's just a cycle, and it is. It's a cycle. You know, there are going to be some times that Marvel is better. There are going to be times that DC has better stuff going on. But for me though, when it comes to comics, I think that kind of like maybe this isn't the most appropriate kind of analogy, but it's kind of like the whole console wars to me, right? Really, there is no winner when you try and bash another one at the expense of you personally not enjoying good comics, right? So I don't know. There are some titles coming up from Marvel that I want to read. I am dipping my toes back into DC, and what I'm personally reading at DC has been phenomenal. Nightwing, Robin, Wonder Girl for me, and there's more titles that I'm going to jump on. So
Wonder Girl's been fantastic.
Absolutely. So
Nightwing, like you said, Robin, all this stuff. I've been really liking Urban Legends. I've been reading a lot because I got back into comics about 2019 with Hickman's whole House and Powers, right? So
yeah,
that's when he was storming the world with X-Men and all those X titles, and they were so good, right? I have literally rode that curve into my own grave to the point where I've dropped so many X titles in the last couple months because I just couldn't do it anymore. I went like a year and a half reading every single X title, and it was draining me. And I started to realize that all you guys are having fun with Marvel titles, and I wasn't reading, so I started to switch over.
Yeah.
But
X-Men,
I think it, like you said, they're all going to be good at different things. But like you've said a bunch of times, is that indies have this thing where it's this whole new wave of non-superhero comics or comics that are more into different genres that haven't really been touched upon, kind of in the style of manga, where like anything could be a story, anything could be a book, anything could be, look at all this stuff. You have all this post-apocalyptic stuff and all,
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. I thought it's really cool. Scotty Young's The Me Love in the Dark.
Oh man.
A whole different genre of thing that I would never have thought about in a million years that I'm now obsessed with. And I think that really is the future. Like these indie guys that are taking, they're taking on Power Rangers, they're taking on Transformers, they're doing, stuff like Radiant Black and Noctera we're all reading. Like all these really cool, interesting, new, unique stuff that have callbacks and nostalgic, tie-ins and all sorts of really interesting things that are different. It's not the same 10 characters, whatever. And you see Marvel is trying to bring back a lot of characters that have faded away, but you got to think, are they just doing it so that they can make a buck off of it for the movies? Like, that's what I'm starting to think, because they start bringing all these Shang-Chi tie-ins and stuff, and now Shang-Chi movie, and they're, Moon Knight's coming, and they're trying to push Moon Knight and Dark Knight, Dark Hawk.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Nick, because it seems like you're starting to ramble on a little bit.
Yeah,
and I just want to get to my top kick. I just want to get to my top pick.
Manny,
wait, Manny, before you go into your top pick, just real quick, before you go into your top pick, next I think it was Ryan said it. Detective Comics is garbage at the moment. Anyway, go, Manny. Go with your top pick.
I'm the only other one besides Matt that's reading that, and I disagree with you.
All right, Manny, go.
So for my top pick, we're talking about Tom Taylor. Legion of Comics brought up Tom Taylor. I have 7 Secrets, number 12. I'm not gonna go too much into it because I know you haven't read it, Matt, but it's a great issue. It's more.
Go. It's all right. Go into it.
No. I'm definitely not a spoiler.
Can't.
That ending cannot spoil.
That ending cannot spoil
this. But basically, you get a lot of things answered, but then you get like 3 more questions on top of that. So for every question answered, you get 3 more questions that you need answered. but you get a flashback of Amon's origin. We get to see a little bit more of what's going on with Casper, what makes him a little bit more special. And on top of the flashback, we see Tajana and Garrett's like little relationship that they had and stuff like that. So I thought this issue was amazing. Like Legion of Comics said, Tom Taylor does not miss anything that he does, except for I think we're all in agreement that the Knights of Steel is probably gonna be a miss.
No, I will defend this to my grave.
Oh, no.
It's going to be epic. He doesn't write a bad story. You guys are judging it based off cover art. You guys,
no. The cover is beautiful. Yasmin
covers
Puth or whatever her last name is. She's amazing artist.
Yeah,
I love her.
Yeah. I've always had full faith in Tom Taylor, and I'm not saying that it's gonna be a bad, horrible story. That's not what I'm saying. All that I'm saying is that for some reason, the fantasy otherworld aspect of like the Justice League or maybe not necessarily the Justice League, but Batman, Superman, and all that stuff, kind of taking a, I don't know, medieval, fantasy kind of route. I don't know. For some reason, it's just not, calling to me. I am gonna try it. I'm not gonna knock it, 100% before I even actually give it a try. I'm just saying that this does not have me as excited or as pumped as I was for Dark Ages, Legion of Comics. Again,
Dark Ages appear. The
I don't know. The same right. He has a magic gift.
I have to
listen. If Tom Taylor fails,
then all the Australians.
He lives a couple of blocks away. I'll go kick his all down.
Just egg his house.
You're gonna end up sitting in the waters with Namor and freaking Aquaman.
He's in we're at a lockdown, so we have a 5-kilometer radius. So he's within my 5 kilometers.
Thank you, Fable, for joining us. No, look.
Thank you.
Look, I don't think that it's going to be a failure, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm sure it's going to be great, and most likely I'm going to enjoy it. But I'm just saying it doesn't have me as hyped as I was for Dark Ages. And you know what? Legion of Comics is probably going to be right. He's probably going to crush it. It's probably going to be amazing as hell. I'm going to love it, and I'm going to come back on the show and say, you know what? This is even better than Dark Ages. But right now, I'm just not as pumped for it as I was for, Dark Ages. That's all.
Are you a fan of Game of Thrones?
Nick, it's not going to be like Game of Thrones. It's going to be nothing like that.
Nick, don't try to make the connection.
It's got the it's screaming at me. I have a feeling there's going to be swords swinging and dead
So you're telling me Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, they're all going to die within the first issue?
I hope they do. I hope Plastic Man and Booster Gold save the day.
No.
Oh, man, get out of here, man.
On that note.
Moving on.
That note.
Let's talk movies. So we watched. Did everybody watch Hawkeye trailer?
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
What y'all think?
Look, I'm excited, man. I'm kind of seeing a little bit online that people are kind of split down the middle. I guess. I think that most people are excited about it. I personally am, but that's because I have a deep love for Mac Fractions and David Aja's Hawkeye run. And the show is heavily inspired by their run, and that run is one of the best, not just Marvel comic runs, but I think just comic runs in general. It's just
I don't like Haley. That's my only problem. I don't like Haley, and then she goes over there and says like some people have called me the best archer. I'm like, get out of here, go away. Nobody called you that. No one called you that.
But look, I'm excited. I think that it's going to be a fun show. I mean, I really don't think that any of the Marvel shows so far have truly been terrible. Not even close. I think that they've all been enjoyable, and I think that this is just going to be another, again, the Marvel formula. It works. It's enjoyable. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be fun. Personally, what I'm looking forward to the most, though, is Lucky the Pizza Dog. There's nothing that I'm looking forward to more than that. I'm going to watch
the trailer. Huh? Did they show Lucky in the trailer?
Yeah.
I did not pay attention. I don't nothing. I know absolutely zero about Hawkeye. So
yeah. But you know what, man? Hawkeye comics have really been one of those. I don't want to say it's the indie, title of like Marvel, but if Hawkeye was an indie comic, it would be one of those just, amazing indie comic books that you just fall in love with and that you go back to and you read over and over and over. So that's how I like to look at the Hawkeye run by Matt Fraction and David Aja. So, yep.
All right, I want to say something about this trailer because this touches, as I've said to you guys 100 times, Civil War era, like comics, like original Civil War era comics, are my end all be all. It's one of my favorite events that Marvel ever did. I grew up, I was in high school reading it. I loved it, right? Hawkeye is one of my favorite characters. One of my first comics, one of my first runs that I ever had, and I love reading to this day, is West Coast Avengers, a Hawkeye-led team, right?
Nice.
So Ronan, Hawkeye, like that is my thing. This is my thing. This whole trailer touching on, the things that he did as Ronan, how there's another Ronan. The whole thing in the comics is that no one knew who Ronan was. There was multiple people wearing the mask, all sorts of stuff like that, right? This ties so deep into that. It looks so cool. And you're tying in the whole Kate Bishop thing. I think the theme for this show is awesome. I think the plot is going to be sick. I'm super excited for it. I think it looks awesome. I can't wait for this. This is probably going to be my favorite Marvel show so far.
I'm happy, because you mentioned Ronan. I'm happy though that we are going to revisit the whole, Ronan aspect of Hawkeye, because I remember when the trailer came out for Avengers and we saw Ronan, I lost my shit, man. I lost my shit. And we got robbed, man. Like that is one of my biggest complaints, to be honest, is that we got robbed of really experiencing the whole Ronan persona and mantle. So I'm hoping that we at least get a little bit more of that, even though Hawkeye is not actually going to be Ronan. But that's fine. The fact that we get to revisit that storyline, I like that at least. So we'll see.
Well, can I just say, like, it's like the 8th week now of Titans, and we still haven't reviewed an episode of Titans. Where's #Justice for Titans? But
I'm not gonna lie, man.
I'm getting Die Hard vibes from this trailer. Like the Die Hard film.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yo, I haven't watched a single episode. Y'all can spoil it for me. I don't care about it.
I fell off. I'm like an episode and a half behind.
I fell off, man. I'm like two episodes.
I know behind. When I go back and I read everything, like it's gonna be great. I don't know, this whole week thing. I feel like I'm just gonna say it right now. I feel like the classic formula of releasing shit once a week isn't for me. I like that binge. I like the binge strategy. I know it's not as financially success. Doesn't line their pockets.
Good morning.
Hang on, a fellow Aussie just walked in. Big shout out, Robin Comics. G'day, good morning, wherever you are in Australia. It's 7 a.m. in Melbourne. So if you're from Melbourne, g'day.
I just wish I could watch it all at once. I feel like that's for me is easier to digest, and I don't overthink episode to episode. I don't overanalyze. I don't ruin it for myself. That's just my opinion.
What's so good about this season of Titans?
I don't know yet.
Oh, no, it has died off a bit. It has died off a bit.
Yeah, the first episode was really good.
It was, yeah, absolutely.
Right now, I think I'm in the middle of an episode. I haven't even finished last week's episode. I haven't watched this week's episode. I think I did finish last week's episode because is that when they attacked the restaurant that Tim Drake's at?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. I have no idea, man. I am honestly a good 2 episodes behind, probably. Maybe 3.
The latest episode's all about like Tim and
You know what? I'm gonna watch it. I hope it's all about Tim. I'm very interested to see how they're gonna develop Tim. I really like the development they gave Barbara and the backstory that they gave Barbara and Dick. I thought that was really interesting.
Chamorro, I'm so mad that you said that because I really felt like in the last season Gar had he was just doing nothing, and so to hear that he's still not doing anything.
Yeah. He's
not doing much.
I was just gonna
listen, Gar, I know he will get justice in this film. I think Gar will be the one that convinces them not to abandon Jason and to accept him back into the family. I feel Gar will be the one to do it.
But that's not a story arc, man. But that's not a story arc.
I know, but still he becomes the guy that he got the family back together.
But I don't even care about
that.
The problem is that he still can barely transform. He still only can transform into a tiger.
It's been what?
We're on seasons. It's been 3 seasons, man. We're on season 3.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
No pterodactyls, no freaking dogs, no T-Rex, no elephants.
I agree.
Give him something else. Anything. A bird, a snake. Even something small I'd be okay with. And this season so far, have we even seen him transform into anything besides the first episode?
He's not doing anything.
Yeah, because he's not doing anything so far. Again, I am 3 episodes behind, but I will say this.
That's my only my big gripe with Gar is that I think character-wise he's doing great. I think he's a really awesome actor. I think that's really cool. I like the role he's playing in these stories. I hate the justice is doing to the character because they haven't expanded on Beast Boy yet. I don't think they've called him Beast Boy. I don't think they've called him Changeling. He doesn't even have a real costume.
Chamorro's Cinema just said that he is like that little brother that just gets his ass beat and then they just move on and then it's come on, man. Okay, look.
But Connor too. They're doing dirt shit with Connor.
Where I started kind of falling off, man, and I'm not gonna lie, it was actually cringe-inducing. Was the episode? I don't know if it was episode 3 or 4 or whatever. When Corey was having nightmare visions or whatever.
Her sister.
Because of Blackfire, and then she attacks Gar in the kitchen, and they have that whole scene and that interaction. That whole episode, and especially that scene, it was oh shit, man, this is hard to watch. It was, I don't know.
Well, just be careful because some people here are still a couple episodes behind as well, and I don't really want to spoil it for them.
Well, no, the episode that I'm talking about, that's 4 episodes ago, man. I think at this point, maybe 3 episodes. But again, sorry if I spoiled the kitchen scene, but I don't know.
Well, Legion, the only thing that I felt that popped off this episode was Superboy, if you get what I mean.
Okay. All right. I gotta jump back on it. I will. Again, it started off strong. Overall, I have enjoyed Titans from season 1 up until what I last watched. I just gotta jump on it. Just haven't had the time because there's so much stuff coming out.
No, Legion of Comics also he mentioned Stargirl, and I did watch all of the first season. I forgot.
I have not watched season 2 either. I love season 1.
Yeah, my fellow host Mark, he loves it. He was talking about it yesterday on our live show, Talk Pop Culture. He loves it. I'm gonna get into it. I haven't watched it. I've lost faith after they butchered the Flash. I'm sorry if people in the comment section love the Flash, but after they butchered the Flash, I know CW. The first 3-4 seasons are always great, awesome, fantastic, and then it just goes downhill. That's why I don't want to waste my time watching Stargirl because I know after a while it's probably going to go stale. I'm praying they don't do it to Superman and Lois.
It's on CW, but I don't think it's part of the CW verse. It's more of HBO, right? From what I've seen.
I really don't know, man.
I thought it started in the CW.
No, because it doesn't tie into it at all.
Because what I heard, they're all the kids of the Justice Society, right?
Well, yeah.
Yes. But it's a different Justice Society than there was in the CW verse, in the Arrowverse.
Yeah, that's right. It was a DC. Right. It was the DC Universe app exclusive, and then after they got rid of all the shows, CW took it on.
Before we move on to our what we're looking forward to, I do want to touch on and Chamorro Cinema just mentioned it. Superman and Lois, or Lois and Superman, whatever.
Best.
Dude, what a season! Like,
I
what
haven't finished
season?
it.
Look,
I fell off.
This has been the best interpretation of Superman and Lois that we've gotten in years. And also, I'm not trying to open up the discussion to like talking shit about the Justice League movies or DC. No. I'm just
talk shit about them.
I'm just. I just honestly think that, dude, it's a good and enjoyable show. Like, it's not like it's not perfect. I don't think that any show is, but it is enjoyable. And I don't know, man. Like, I just love everything about it. So far, it's just good show, man. It's a good show.
Quick shout out, thanks to everyone that has subbed. I'm pretty sure we've doubled what our original subscription was.
Thank you, everybody.
So thank you for getting his lead crew in. We really appreciate it. We're thankful for it. I hope you guys can keep tuning in every week.
And a shout out to our two other members that couldn't be here.
Yes, we do two other members.
Yeah, Mr. Nuno. I talk comics on Instagram, and our boy Carlo, the comic book biker on Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's usually 6 of us. There's more.
Definitely check out Carlo's stuff on Instagram. He posts really cool pictures of like IPA beers with like corresponding like covers and stuff.
Yeah,
and he really does a really good theme post.
Yeah, he does.
So speaking on Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, that has nothing to do with comics or anything like that, but I have been watching it. And
you know what? And you're right. It is pretty perfect.
It's
not gonna lie.
No, it's not, because they don't explain her power, and that pisses me off. Like,
how
does her power work? They always
doesn't matter.
It's still who cannot. I hate that.
It's still a pretty damn perfect show. So
it's not.
I don't know.
Don't get me wrong. I love the show and I still watch it, but it pisses me off because they don't explain her power. Like, sometimes she can move around and people don't see that she's listening to a song or whatever. And other times she's moving around with the people that are singing the song and they see her do the movements, and it just doesn't make sense.
Nitpicking.
And she's annoying. You know what? She's annoying. But it is a good show. I will say that. It is a good show. But it needs to end. But on that, I think, you know what? That's a perfect segue to... This is where we pretty much just bring up a topic and say, am I wrong about this or not? Like, me currently, what's something that I said?
All right.
Jorge Corona is going to be on Batgirls. He is on The Flash. I love his art, but it's not DC. It's something about it being like superhero stuff. I don't like it. And I don't know, am I wrong there, or is it...
Manny, I think that you're halfway wrong, and this is why. I wouldn't see Jorge Corona in, let's say, like a Justice League book, right? Or if it was like I don't know, let's say, like, I don't know, maybe like Swamp Thing or...
But we just saw him in Robins, and that still felt a little off.
Titles like that. But I will say, though, for Batgirls, I think that his Batgirls run is gonna be so much fun, and it's just it's gonna mesh well. I really think it's gonna mesh well. So I think that there are some titles where, when it comes to, like, you know, Marvel, DC, I don't know, it doesn't mesh well. Like, a perfect example, I think that Jorge Corona would be an awesome replacement if Humberto Ramos were to ever leave, like Strange Academy. Yeah, dude.
Okay, no, Strange Academy. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Absolutely. So I think that it really just has to do with, like, again.
I think Manny's at the point of the.
I was going to say that I completely agree with the me you love in the dark. His art is amazing. I do not hate his art, but I just don't.
Let me throw you a proposition. How would you feel? Internal art for Batgirls done by Scotty Young.
Depends
That would
on
be
what kind of art. Because Scotty Young has two different types of
Dude,
art
he-
styles.
Two different styles.
Scotty Young is so diverse,
still
man.
love
Like it's insane. But again, I think that Jorge Corona is going to do an amazing job on Batgirls. But yeah, if you were to be on a book like Justice League, I think that it would. I don't know.
I would have preferred Nicholas Scott on Batgirls.
Who?
Nicholas Scott.
What
Nicholas Scott is great.
I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head.
Wonder Woman.
Think Wonder Woman. Think
She's Australian, right?
Future State Nightwing. You done? Future State Nightwing.
Yeah. She's Australian, right?
She's Australian. Yeah.
I
see what you're trying to do there.
Hey man, her and Tom Taylor did the best thing in the 80th anniversary of Green Arrow.
True. I 100% agree with that.
Actual Dracula. Good afternoon.
Hey,
all right.
Yeah, go check out his videos. He's good, man. Go check out his videos. I'm subbed up to him. Go check out Actual Dracula.
Anyone watching right now, if you think you have an opinion that is just solely you and that everyone else hates you for it, put it in the comments and we can talk about it. See how wrong you are. See how right you are.
And then to everybody, please, if you have an Instagram and it's not the same name as your YouTube handle, please throw it up right now. Promiscuous Time Traveler, Actual Dracula, throw it up. I don't know if I'm following you guys on Instagram. Doesn't sound like it. Post it up.
If any of you guys follow, me or any of us, we're all gonna follow back. I'm pretty sure we all follow back on every account.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And just make sure you guys all sub to these guys as well, because they're nice enough to come and watch us. So the three of you sub up.
I'm probably not going to do it right away, but if anyone subs to at the Vinyl Casket on YouTube, I will 100% sub right back. I always do.
Absolutely. Now I have one. In my wrong here topic before we move on to our picks that we're excited for, but. Are DC and Marvel's December solicitations a little underwhelming? I
agree.
I feel like I'm not really gonna pick up or add a lot of stuff to my pull list. Now I'm not saying
disappointment is they push back Predator again.
So look, I'm not saying that like what's gonna be coming out is all gonna be shit, because a lot of the titles that are being solicited, I already subscribe to those. I'm saying anything new that's been put out for December. I don't know. It feels a little lackluster. I don't know. Am I wrong here?
I got one that I'm very excited for.
Okay.
1 Star Squadron.
I knew you would like that. I knew you would like that shit. I absolutely knew you would like that.
I love D-list characters. If you guys don't know,
you do, man.
I'm a huge fan of. Do I have it on me? Of Plastic Man.
I've never read By the Horns, so
By the Horns.
I've never heard of it.
Promiscuous Time Traveler. What is that? By the Horns. I mean, what publisher is that? By the Horns. Comic. Scout Comics. Okay, I just saw.
Yeah, I haven't dived into Scout Comics yet.
I haven't gotten the Scout. I haven't gotten the Aftershock.
I have a few Scout comic titles that I'm gonna be getting here pretty soon. One of them actually was recommended to me by Into the Comics, another awesome YouTuber and person on Instagram, and that's Night of the Cadillacs. For anybody watching,
yeah.
Is that about like Cadillac, as in Cadillac cars, like Escalades and
like the 2023 fully electric Cadillac, and you can pre-order right now?
It's actually a show about gangsters that are made up of like vampires and all sorts of other like mystical kind of beings, and it takes place in Los Angeles, and it like explores the LA culture, and it's only 2 issues, but I'm gonna check it out. And I do have to check out By the Horns because the cover and the synopsis looks pretty good. It looks pretty intense. I gotta check it out. So thank you for that. But yeah, I don't know. I think that
all right. So I'm gonna just say this because I know before But the thing that holds it together, Batgirls.
Again,
Fuck your Batgirls.
picking up Batgirls.
Dude, I can't.
What do you have
Batgirls,
against
Batgirls, Batgirls,
Me and
Batgirls is all
Carlos
here.
have been
Batgirls.
saying they needed to do this since Infinite Frontier started.
What do you have against the Batgirls, Matt? Why don't you
Oh,
want
nothing against Batgirls.
you
I'm not
hate
getting
them.
it because they're bringing out too many irrelevant titles. DC. I'm sorry, and they're also doubling this month, December. They're doubling. Batman 89 is going to be 2 issues. Detective Comics is back to 2 issues. Batman's back to 2 issues. They're all back to Action Comic. Man, seriously, I thought I was going to save money this December. You know, I got Christmas presents to buy. You know, for my nieces and nephews, and bloody got a girlfriend now, so I got to buy her a present.
What
So
have they done for you?
you know, where Marvel was just, I don't think they had much content to get. There wasn't like DC had more content than Marvel.
Hey man, I don't know, but Spidey's gonna come out 5 times.
Oh,
Yeah, I've seen that.
Spidey's a little ridiculous.
I'm
not
so
only
close
is
to
it coming-
dropping it,
Dude.
but
Not only is it coming out 5 times, you also have the Spider-Man Dark Hole one
Right.
shot.
Oh.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
got all sorts of stuff that is ridiculous. I'm pretty sure there's a Death of Doctor Strange Spider-Man.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a Blade Death of Doctor Strange. It makes no sense.
There's a Blade
Thank you,
Dark
Digital
Hole
Comics.
and a Blade
Go get
Doctor
one.
Strange.
thanks,
They're
Legend.
really
We
pushing
we
Blade. If they
appreciate it.
don't come out with a Blade movie or TV show in the next couple of years, I will literally bash my head
they already
into a
announced
window.
it a while back. With the guy from Luke Cage, he's gonna be Blade, the bad guy from.
Nah, if it ain't my boy, it ain't it.
Marshala Ali, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who? He's too big to be
I don't know,
Blade.
man.
He's gonna be awesome.
No, not the guy from Luke, like not Luke Cage, but the bad guy.
Comics
in
Lounge,
Luke Cage.
thank you so much for the sub. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
With the albino guy?
No, man, what's his name?
No, dude.
There you go. However you pronounce what he just said.
Or
Was that the guy who was
Marshala Ali.
Mashallah.
that was a tattoo man?
No, he was the owner of the club, and
It was in Black. What was it?
look him
Black
up, man. You got
Lightning?
Google.
Was it Black Lightning?
no, bro, Luke Cage.
Luke Cage. That was it. Sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
my bad.
Just look him
He
up.
was
bro.
he was
He's very good. As soon as you see him, you'll know who he is.
Cottonmouth. He was
I know who he is.
Cottonmouth.
I'm talking to Nick.
But I'm a huge Blade fan. I love the movies growing up.
Dude, me too.
And
the
even the
first
show
one.
is
I-
Trinity.
yeah.
Cottonmouth.
Show?
That was it. Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
Cottonmouth. There you go. Yes. Thank
I
you.
said Cottonmouth,
Thank
man.
you.
Come on.
You didn't say it, man.
But I'm excited. You know, if any of you guys in the comments want to jump on One Star Squadron with me, I think it's gonna be great. I love
No.
Dio's characters. You got on the first cover, you got Red Tornado. Literally the slogan is Superman level service at bizarro prices. That is the most awesome thing I've ever read. And it's on the title. It's right under the title banner on the first issue. That to me is balls. First off, I'm a huge fan right now of the ongoing Blue and Gold. I think that's great. And I hope this is just as good.
Moonlight. Yes, that was the other film that he
I
was
want
in. Yeah.
to watch Green Book. I haven't seen that yet, but it looks promising.
Yep. But
But-
guys, let's
You want to go
finish
ahead
it
and
up with what we're looking forward to for next week.
all right, so I'm already at the top here, so I'll go ahead and get it started. I didn't really know what I was looking forward to, and you guys are gonna hate me for this one, but this is Good Luck number 4.
Come on, man. Man,
Are you
Oh
fucking
my
stupid?
God! Why
I
won't
haven't
you
even,
just-
I've just collected them. I'm gonna read them all at once because after that first issue, I was like, "Fuck me!" Like I'm just gonna collect them all and read it all together.
I'm still giving it a chance. Number 3 wasn't that bad. I'm looking forward to it because I'm really hoping that number 4 is going to be a lot better than the first 2 because they were trash. I'm not gonna lie.
Just so that people know, Manny recommended all of us to get this book, and we are all
I
finding it
refuse to
shit.
do it.
I'm
So if
the only
any
one
of
who
you
did it
guys
to make
in the
it.
comment section are enjoying it, let us know, because he just keeps every week. This is his I can't wait, just to justify that he picked a good comic, which we all know he didn't. So if you are liking it, let us know.
It to you. I don't care to justify it to any of you. I want to justify it to me. All right, like I really want. It looked so good. It looked so promising, and then it was shit. The first 2 issues were like just complete garbage, and that really pisses me off. But
Robin Comics, thank you so much for the sub. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
It means a lot. Every sub does.
My actual most anticipated, though, of course, is Radiant Black.
Yes.
Higgins. I'm excited to see this fight happen. I don't understand how this cover is going to happen, because the last thing we saw.
I can't wait.
I don't want to give it away. I mean, Matt, you haven't really seen it.
I haven't watched. I haven't read August. I can't wait. Don't spoil this one. Don't spoil this one.
I'm not gonna. Well, I mean, I can't spoil it, but I don't want to spoil the last issue.
Because the last one I read was all about what's her name? The yellow one, the red one. Sorry, what was her name? That was an amazing issue. Amazing issue.
I think it started with an S, but it was like
just all about how she became the Red Radiant.
You're talking about Satomi.
Okay.
Satomi.
That was cool.
That was Matt.
Such a good issue. Such a good issue.
After it is wild.
Marvin, thank you so much for the sub. Really appreciate it.
So I'll let you go next. Oh no, Matt, you don't really have an anticipation.
I might as well. Yeah, I don't think it's out next week, but I think it's the week after. Go on Deathstroke. I get my comics at the end of every month, so guys know from America it's a lot cheaper than buying them here in Australia. But I'm just every week I'm just going to keep saying Deathstroke. That's all.
There you go.
Can't wait for Deathstroke.
All right,
and then I get it, and I don't like it, and I'm even going to get the unicorn cover.
Okay, we got it. Alien. So if you don't know, now you're gonna know. #1 Alien fan on YouTube, hands down. We're saying it right now.
I don't know about that.
I get every variant cover every time it comes out. I can't wait. The special thing about this issue right now is that this starts chapter 2 of this new ongoing. The last issue previously ended chapter 1. I think this is issue 7. We are now starting a brand new story arc, a new plot line. I have no idea what direction they're going to go. I'm super excited to see what they do, because so far the first 6 issues plus Aliens Aftermath, which was a tribute issue to like an anniversary, all that's been wrapped into a storyline so far. It's been really good. They've been knocking it out of the ball. Art's been incredible. Story's been incredible. I'm very excited to read this. I can't wait. I don't think anyone else is reading it, right?
I thought
no. I bought issue 1.
Oh, Carlo's reading it.
Yeah.
I think Nuno read it too.
I'm really just curious, if Promiscuous Time Traveler, if Radiant Black is your second favorite series right now, what's your first one? Because I
was just gonna ask that.
Come on, man. Come on.
And let me just help out. Let me just help out a fellow Aussie.
He doesn't say blue and gold. He's out of the chat.
Let me help out a fellow Aussie. Robin Comics. Listen, look up my comic shop. Okay, get yourself a friend. Go halves on the delivery. I'm telling you now, I pay $4-5 the most, and I'm talking those $10 comics that we pay $20 for here in Australia. You're going to pay $6 for them. All you need to do is find a friend to half the shipping costs. The only problem is you do get them at the end of every month for the whole month. So I should get August comics this week. So if you want to save $1, I'm telling you, I went from having 15, 16 books on my pool to now having 40 books on my pool list, and I'm still saving $30, $40 a week. My comic shop, look them up. And I know you got to support the local comic stores. I'm all for that. I buy my trade paperbacks there. I buy my toys from there. A couple of series that I'm really enjoying, I'll buy them to keep up to date. But there you go. If you want to save $1, go on, Carlos.
I will say this. I will say this. Last thing for Robin Comics, like Matt has done the math. He sat down and crunched the
video. Go to my channel.
Go to my channel. He has calculated the algebra, the calculus, the fucking everything about it, and he's saving a lot of money. So hopefully that
go check it out on my channel. I've done a video about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and you'll see how much money you can save. Go on, Carlos, take it away.
All right, my title is Death of Doctor Strange, and I am looking forward to it because it's Doctor Strange. I love Doctor Strange. And I know what many of you may be thinking, because initially I thought it as well. Oh man, another superhero dying, another death that doesn't matter, and he's gonna come back. But honestly, at some point in comics, you kind of have to get past that because it's comics. It's gonna happen. But if it's done right, and if it leads to some kind of maybe new character taking up a mantle or just new storylines that are going to be good, you should be down for the ride. And I personally am, especially because it's going to be written by Jed McKay, who I personally love as a writer. Everything that he's written, I've enjoyed. His Black Cat run has been it's been phenomenal. For it to be her debut, I guess, opportunity in having a solo comic book run, I think that he's killed it. And so far on Moon Knight, he has been also killing it. I personally love his writing, and I think he's going to do a great job with Death of Doctor Strange. And I'm equally as excited because the artist on this is going to be Lee Garbett, and I am a huge fan of his artwork. Everything that he does is phenomenal. Recently, he just finished the first volume of Shadecraft. I don't know if anybody that's watching or watches later has read Shadecraft, but if you haven't read it, please go read it. It's by Joe Henderson, who is known for the Lucifer show, and he's also done a lot of other indie comics. One of the indie comics that he has done, I can't remember the name right now, but point is he's done a lot of amazing books. Skyward. I also enjoyed that.
Skyward's pretty good from what I've heard.
It's great, and Lee Garbett did the artwork for that too. So I'm just excited for the book, especially because if we get a new Sorcerer Supreme, I am hoping
Magic.
That at the dislike of my entire group here at 1 month later, I am hoping that it is Magic because she deserves it.
I agree with you.
It's time. Okay, thank you, Nick. It's time that she.
Originally, I fought with you when I was trying to hang on the bandwagon of the X books, but I'm so over it at this point that I 100% now agree with you that it should be Magic or Wanda, either of those two.
Yeah, look, I am perfectly okay with it being Wanda, like runner up. I am more than okay with that. I'd be extremely happy, but it should be Magic. Like it should be Magic. And if it's anybody other than Magic or Wanda, I'm gonna be upset.
So what's gonna happen when it's Wiccan? Like I've been saying.
Oh man, no, he doesn't deserve it. He's already supposed to be the Demiurge or however the hell it is that you pronounce it. Let him be that.
Who?
Magic deserves being the Supreme. Wiccan.
Wiccan's already got. Well, you know what? They're about to end Guardians of the Galaxy's ongoing, which he's been a featured member of. Being with after that event with what was that? With the Hulkling and stuff, they had that whole event. Empire.
Yeah, Empire. Yeah.
They're ending that ongoing, so I don't know what his fate is up in the air, but I hope it's not him. I hope his mother obviously deserves it more than him. And if you haven't read, what's going on with Trial of Magneto, stuff's happening. So who knows?
I don't know. We'll see. But on that note, I just want to say thank you to everybody that tuned in today for all of the subs. We really appreciate it.
Just while we on talk about the subs, I'm going to throw these guys because they're not going to know that I'm deciding to make this announcement. But we're going to do a 100 subscriber giveaway here on this channel. Once we hit the 100 subs, we'll give away some comics. So whether you're in Australia or America, you can win because guess what? I can send out comics from Australia and one of these three boys can send out comics around America. So please let your friends know. Sub up. Once we hit 100 subs, we'll discuss how to do a giveaway and we'll do a giveaway.
Absolutely. And again, just want to say thank you. We all enjoyed talking pop culture. We all enjoy talking comics. So if you guys get a chance, check me out on Instagram, Omni City Comics. I like to post a lot of variant covers, a lot of indie comic reviews. And I just like to interact with everybody and talk comics. So thank you again, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say one last thing before Manny hops and takes over, because we don't talk about it that often, and I'm a huge fan. is manga and anime. 100% recommend you guys check out this series. There's only 3 volumes right now. That's about 18 chapters. It's called Kingdom of Z. It's a zombie apocalypse thriller. And also an anime that just came out on Netflix is Eden Zero. Same guy that did Fairy Tail and Rave Master. The show is only 12 episodes so far, and there's about 11 volumes out. If anyone wants to check it out, send me a DM. I would love to discuss it with you guys. And Manny, take over.
Yeah, no, I think you all know who Matt is. I think he brought you all.
Yes,
here,
I'm
so.
doing a 400 subscriber giveaway. So if you haven't, head over to my channel. We're only about 70 short. Jump over there. Once we hit 400 subs, I'm going to either give away some comics or, depending on how pricey it is, I might send out some comics to America. If it's too pricey, I'll get a $25 Amazon gift card to you. Or if you really want comics, I'll try to ask one of these boys to send you out comics, and I'll give them some money for it. So just, go over, Talking Pop Culture, do a weekly live show. We do top 5s. Mark is my fellow Aussie that we do it with. He's not here because, unfortunately, it's like 6 a.m. We get up for these streams here in Australia. So he'd rather sleep in. I might not be on next week because we have our football grand final. It's like your NFL Super Bowl, pretty much. We've got that on Saturday night, so which is like Friday for you guys. So I'll be up on the piss. It's Aussie football. Go look up Australian football. Go look up Australian football. No, it's not soccer. Australian football. Go look it up. See how brutal the sport is. So I'll be hungover. I might be on. I might not be. But thank you, everyone that subbed. We really appreciate it. Thank you. Yep. I'll make sure all these guys get around to sub your channels.
Rugby.
It's not rugby. But yeah, head over to my channel, drop a comment and find a sub so I can subscribe to you guys as well. Sub for sub, follow for follow. That's how we roll here.
Absolutely. And last but not least, Manny Reads Comics. I've been doing some reviews on my channel, and lately I've been changing it up to where I do like a quick 2-3 minute review of whatever book I'm reading. And then if you want to stay around and dive into the book, we actually talk about the details. You can stay around, but the first 2-3 minutes of the video is just a quick review. So check that out if you want to. I just posted a 7 Secrets number 12 review, and I did a review with Carlos and another fellow comic person, Insert Name Comics, where we did Eve number 5. So we talked about the whole Eve series. So other than that, again, like they already said, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate you, and hopefully we see you next week.
Thanks, guys.